Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here and I really do appreciate your time. Today I'm going to be talking about interracial dating. And the reason why I really wanted to talk about this subject is based off of this whole thing that's going on with the actress Tika Sumter. She just recently got married and I'm so happy for her. Congratulations. And unfortunately, it has brought out the very typical nasty negative comments about a black woman being a mammy, selling out, being a bedwench, and all these things simply because she married a white man. I wanted to specifically talk about this because I just think that this is a really interesting topic and I don't really see anyone on YouTube, or should I say I haven't come across anyone on YouTube giving their opinion the way I feel, in a more neutral tone. So I just wanted to give my thoughts on the matter, and how I basically feel is this. The reality is not every single black person, meaning black man, black woman, is gonna have a black love experience. They're just not. And it's okay. You know what I mean? Like, as long as they found their partner through non-anti-black, non-problematic perspective, it's all right. And someone is not automatically a sellout or all of these negative things that we call people just because their partner is not black. And I really think why it's so much of an issue with black women is because as much as black men talk all day online about how they don't care, how they don't want us, how nobody wants us, how they don't care, they're leaving us, that's a lie, okay? Black men love that most black women, I would say about 85%, 80 to 85% are race loyal. They won't date outside their race. They will tend to only desire and date black men, and they'll kind of, unfortunately, stay single for a long time until they find themselves a black man. And I think black men very much enjoy having black women kind of in their pocket, right? So I think black women are very race loyal. And whenever you see a black woman marrying a man of no color, as Cynthia says, or a white man or a non-black person, it just shows people that it can happen. And while it's not as common as we see, or should I say it's not as publicized, you know what I'm saying? Like, more than often you will see a black male celebrity and he will have an exotical Latina sort of ambiguous looking woman on his arm, and we're used to seeing that, right? So that, subconsciously creates this conditioning where we expect to see certain things. But usually when you see a black woman, she's usually with another black man. And I'd say in most cases, whether you're talking about in real life or most black women celebrities, their partners, their husbands, their baby daddies, they are black, right? And so I think when black men see black women dating, marrying in particular, someone outside of their race, it's a reminder of the fact that, you're not the only person that can do this. You're not the only, you know what I'm saying? It feels disrespectful to black men when they see black women, dating out and going where they are loved. And that's kind of what I think is an issue as well, is I think a lot of times people do not want black women to have a high self-esteem, right? They don't want black women to actively live out their self-esteem, because a lot of times on social media there's a lot of movements now that are designed to uplift black women, but it's pretty much performative. A lot of it is not really meant to go farther than social media posts and TikToks and all that. But when you actually see black women in real life being free, going when they're loved, having agency, really understanding the full scope of their desirability, that can be very upsetting. Not just to black men, to black women also, who are, scared to do it themselves and feel the type of way that, so you're just gonna, you know what I mean? So it's unfortunate. Like, I think so much of what happens on social media is we kind of normalize this like really like extreme, over exaggerated culture. Like, perfect example, I did a video a few months ago about how the divestment movement is anti-black and it's not really going to help black women the way divestors believe it will, and I 100% still stand by that. Those are still my thoughts. And I'm literally getting dragged in the comment section by women who have no pictures, women who are probably not as fine as me. It's so funny because I literally said it multiple times in my comment section that I compare the divestment movement to the Black manosphere. Like they're basically the same coin on different sides. One is male, one is female. And when you go look at the comments and then you go look at one of my videos that I've done on Kevin Samuels, like one of the first videos I've done, and you look at the same sort of insults that people are saying to me, oh, you're ugly, you're not that cute, calling me names, talking about my hair, just basically tearing down my appearance and, you know, high-fiving each other and dicking off of each other. It's the same exact thing, right? It's the same exact thing. So I think that because of that extremeness that's allowed on social media to just go in and attack people and say horrible things about someone because you disagree, that's why people are doing this, because people don't know how to express distaste or even just keep their dislike to themselves. People don't know how to do that anymore. People have to show how angry they are with someone else's life choice. And so that's really what I think it comes down to. Also, I really want to kind of talk about why you're gonna have some Black people who have to go be with someone outside of their race, in particular Black women. A lot of times Black women are in spaces professionally, in terms of their education, geographically, where they are not around a lot of eligible Black men. And I know we get really touchy about that subject, and we kind of try to act like it's not real or it's not really happening. But the truth of the matter is, there's not that many options for Black women the higher up they go for, you know, to be with men that look like them. And that's just the reality. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the reality. And I don't think that it's fair to shame or try, because, you know, who gives a fuck what you think? Who cares? You know, at the end of the day, if you find someone that you love, that y'all working it out and y'all are compatible and y'all are truly in love, who literally cares? But back to my point. But how, like, that is something that you can't control. Like, that's a part of racism. That's a part of you know, discrimination and other kinds of redlining that create this gap between Black women and Black men as far as education and as far as professional positions. The reality is, in a lot of cases, Black women are more palatable than Black men. And so that's why you will see more Black women in corporate America, because people are more comfortable, in particular white people, are more comfortable taking orders from a Black woman than they are from a Black man. It's automatically gonna have a different sort of feel. So I believe this is one of the reasons why, you know, people hire more Black women are pursuing education, pursuing certain careers. And yes, that will put a gap between the people who not only just look like her, but the people who are available for her to date, who are at a place where they are compatible. Because a lot of times I'll see men saying like, oh, just because a woman is high earning and, you know, she's super, you know, important and she has this, you know, great career and she's very established, why can't you date me, you know, a regular guy that has a 9-to-5? And it's literally to remove classism out of it completely, right? It's literally just about finding someone that you are compatible with, that you have similar life experiences with, that your schedule will be similar, that there's certain aspects of being in corporate America or having certain positions that you can't, or should I say, you most likely won't find commonality with someone if they have no idea what you're talking about, if they've never experienced some of the things that you've experienced. And long term, that I just can't see how that would be a good choice. A lot of times it does not benefit the woman to date down. It just doesn't. Like, I know that sounds harsh and it sounds like, you know, like, oh, that's crazy, but no, that's just the reality. So that's why so many women are not willing to do it, and I don't actually see the problem with that. And so this is why, you know, Black women are most likely in this position, because they are not going to be surrounded by a bunch of eligible Black men that, first of all, want to date them. Because a lot of times when you start when you start seeing those black men that are in those same positions, that do have that same education, because they have been sort of like conditioned and fed these ideas about blackness that are anti-black, it causes them to feel like, okay, well, as a black man, when I reach a certain level, I need to be, with a certain type of woman. I need to have a certain type of woman on my arm, and it can't be a regular black woman. She has to be exotic and racially ambiguous. So there's like so many little things that, won't lend to everyone having a perfect black love story. And I think that we really have to, number one, we as in black women, I think we have to get to a place where we are comfortable with understanding that, first of all, we can attract anyone. We can be with anyone. That we don't only have to be with black men. We can be with anyone. We can make it work with anyone. We can be loved by anyone. And black men don't have this sort of like hold over us. And like I was saying in my divestment video, as long as your mindset is not anti-black, as long as your ideas about blackness aren't attached to these negative things, then you should feel free to go be with whoever you feel you will have the best possible long-term relationship with. And if that's not a black man, that's okay. It's okay, Ultimately, the goal is to have a successful, long-lasting relationship where you feel fulfilled, where you feel protected, where you feel like you have someone that is really going to compliment you. And that may not be a black man. And it's not. And one thing I think I wanted to just quickly mention before I go is Tika Sumpter did like an interview on The Real a few years ago where she kind of talked about how she had issues dating. And I know people were kind of saying on Twitter, like, oh, I could tell that she was always going to end up with a non-black man by her wigs on and stuff. Okay, yes, some black women and men do give off that look of, you're not attracting nobody black, so just go ahead, baby, just go ahead, But Tika Sumpter never gave that off to me. I haven't like followed her career massively or anything, but to me, it just always seemed like she's a beautiful black woman. She has a more of a North American suburban aesthetic. And that's her. Like, that's authentically who she appears to be. And a lot of times, black men don't want to date black women who they feel aren't like super black. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how can I explain this really quickly? So sometimes black men will only date certain black women based off of their sort of like narrow view of what a black woman can be. So she has to, have, a hair like mine, or, certain type of, I don't know, whatever hairstyles that are associated with black women. She has to dress a certain way. She has to have a huge butt. She has to know how to twerk. Like, there are black men who will not even allow a black woman to be multifaceted. He won't pick her unless she fits these stereotypes. And just from looking at Tika Sumpter, she does not fit that stereotype. She tends to wear her hair straight, or, with that, safe white girl curls, those waves that white girls always do. Her aesthetic is not the typical black woman aesthetic. And I think that has probably caused issues because, again, like I was just saying, a lot of black men are not going to date a black woman that they don't feel comes with what they expect from a black woman. And again, like I was kind of saying, those are those like small little things that separate us. And they're not necessarily nefarious or horrible, but when someone goes and, finds love outside their race, those are kind of those things we should be thinking about, rather than judging them, calling them names, making them feel bad. Like, I'm pretty sure she probably didn't even want to publicly come out and show that she was married to a white man, because she knew she would get backlash. And I don't know. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because I wish that Black women were able to really just be and really, you know, just experience life and kind of just do what we want to do without so much criticism. And like, there were like Black women criticizing her, like calling her names, not just Black men. There were Black women literally, you know, saying really ugly things about her. Just, again, that kind of like extreme social media behavior where people just feel comfortable just attacking someone, especially, I keep hitting my mic, especially if they have like a big crowd of people. Like, I'm telling you, go look at my divestment video. Go look at all the women just coming out, just patting themselves on the back, thinking they're doing something good by attacking other Black women. All because I said, hey, date who you want to date, but don't be anti-Black. That's literally all I'm saying. That's literally all I'm saying. But somehow that turns into me being a mammy, a pick-me, all this weird ass shit that I never said in a video. I literally said, I'm married to a Black man that takes excellent care of me. I know some good Black men, and for those reasons, you're not going to catch me out here saying no wild shit. You're not going to catch me out here pandering to white men. You're not going to catch me out here doing it because I ain't doing it. That's literally all I said, right? But somehow that makes me that makes me all these things. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. I am done. Let Black women do what they want to do. Let Black women be multifaceted. Let Black women do different things, engage in different things. If you have a Black love story, excellent. So do I. If you don't, excellent. That's okay. We don't have to pick each other apart. We don't have to tear each other down just because we have made a choice that someone else doesn't agree with. And we really have to start examining why we care so much about what celebrities are doing. Like, real rap, we have to start thinking about that. That's kind of weird, but yeah. That's all I have to say on this topic. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel. Have your notifications bell turned on. But yeah, drop down in the comments and let me know what you feel about this topic. What you have to say about anything that I said in the video. That's it. Okay. Bye.